Just give me 2 seconds, guys. Only been here for 50 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Just give me 1 second. Thank you for that live. That should be good. What's going on, guys? What's going on? Top of the evening to y'all. I'm in a good mood today. I got my stand back work right now, like that. I got my little peace sense. We good to go. Listen, if you're going through my community section, you've seen a couple in there. I don't know if they part of teams. It seems like that because I saw 7 people like one particular comment or whatever. But since about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock this morning, and this happens when you fluctuate between the views. Sometimes my views can exceed 1.5 million for a month. Sometimes they don't exceed no more than 200,000. This depends on what's going on that month, et cetera, right? Well, in this particular news cycle, we got a lot of people, and I got a lot of stories that people are talking about, so they come in. So I had this one particular woman. If you go to the community section, you'll see, and she was talking to me, and I find this common with a lot of girls, and I'm not trying to point out anybody specifically to say it's just condensed into black women. It's not, but I find this approach kind of condensed with a lot of black women, where they kind of approach when they're talking to men like I'm your brother, or I'm your father, or someone that lives in your home, or something like that. And I'm none of those. I'm not your husband. I'm not your boyfriend, and you will not speak to me as such. You understand? And so off the bat, I wasn't even talking to this woman. I have nothing to do with this woman, but evidently she was a 50 supporter, and that's her business. I don't care. I'm not here for that. I'm not particularly here to play what side or whatever side. I just say what I say. You understand? There's a very big difference and a broad difference with me. I say what I say. So this particular woman that was a 50 Cent supporter, she came in and she just had a litany of different things to say or whatever. And I gave her the first comment. Then after that, I just ignoring her. And I can't remember if I blocked her or not or whatever. But what surprised me though, you got to watch the strategy here. What surprised me were the tactics, because she had 7 people come in on and like her post. And I said, well, who are these 7 people that came in and liked the post? What's going on, Roxy? I said, so who are these other people that came in and liked the post? And I said, well, I know I haven't said anything in depth wrong about 50. Only thing I stated was facts as far as it concerned here with the New York City tri-state area. I ain't make up nothing. I ain't add nothing to the source. I ain't diss them. I could have said a whole bunch of shit that y'all wouldn't have no idea about unless you're up this way or you're in Queens. I be in Queens. So it's like for me, it was crazy for somebody to take that approach and come in. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, you've been sitting here for a while, because they only see, this is the thing, and this is how you know it's personal. When you see these people in these comments and they only comment on specific posts, you have to pay attention to that. Now, these means these people have been sitting here for a while and they've been listening to me, but yet and still they never, ever commented on any post until it was a post that bothered their soul. Uh-huh. See, when you get somebody, and I've had this happen a couple number of times, you'll get a post and it'll touch somebody's soul. Oh, yes, it will. It'll touch their soul. You can't say that about 50 Cent. Never been around 50 Cent a day in their life. You can't say that about such and such. Never been around such and such a day in their life. But they are avid defenders of these people. And when you look at the psychology of what they're defending, it broadens up. You're not defending anything that's righteous here. You're defending the keys and the he's and watching somebody's drama and trauma implode. This is a psychological, um, I don't know. This is some type of psychological, mentally ill stasis these people are in. And I'm not talking about this, it's just like condensed into this black people or Latin people. No. This is something broader than that. This is something I believe is spreading internationally like the virus that it is. And so you'll get people that'll come in and they'll defend their favorite star. I've done it. I defended Puff. You'll have people that'll come in and defend their favorite movie star. It just depends on what part of the pendulum that they're on at that moment or whatever. But the modus operandi in this, and I caught this today, And I shared it in my community section from this Christian blogger. And he said the same thing. He was talking about the subscribers. And I said, well, I've been saying this for months. These subscribers are actually the problem. See, the subscribers, what the subscribers do is they influence the podcasters, they influence the content creators. And little of y'all know this or whatever. So that's why I said the psychology that's in it. And they're doing this based off of the fact of metrics based on their perceived notions of the algorithms and how they work, which they change very frequently. You understand what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'll tell you how frequently. Every time you got to do an update YouTube Studio for this app, or you got to do an update in Instagram for that app, or any other app you got to do an update for, at that moment, the algorithm has changed. And you're not specific to what that algorithm change is unless you work for said company. So it's crazy, or you're not a recode. It's crazy that you'll have like these, I guess you call them subscribers or viewers, because they're not necessarily even your subscribers. Some of them will just look and see when the last time you went live, or never necessarily subscribe to your page. Or some of them have their page subset away where you can't even tell they're subscribed to your page. But I had 7 people that was agreeing with this one woman that I've never met in my life. And I'm just like, yo, I wasn't even taken off by what you said. Like I said, what she said is in the community section. Just go to my community section. You get there by pressing my emblem of my name, and then scroll over to the towards the left, and you'll see community at the end of it. You see for yourself. You just have to scroll down a little bit. What it says to me is what's happening in social media is it's not even the content creators that are navigating the ship anymore. Oh no, 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 no. What's happening in social media is y'all being led by the subscribers and the casual viewers for the monetary compensation. Now, trust me, I know a lot about this. You understand what I'm saying? My page is monetized. Matter of fact, I just opened up finally the super chat, so y'all can hit that up. A couple people said they didn't want to have cash app, so you can have the super chat now. My point is here, you getting these subscribers that are sub narrating stories for people. So let me give you an example of what I mean by sub narrating, because some of y'all might not be in particularly in the know of this. Sub narrating is when you have one podcaster or one vlogger or one streamer, and they say a litany of different things about a particular subject, right? And then what you have is the sub narrators of that are the people that come in and endorse that. These are your subscribers, a casual viewer, whatever, whatever. And they'll go, and even if the mention of your name, well, so and so said today, or so this one said today, that's an automatically an endorsement. So based off the person that the person that's endorsing it, but the name attached to the endorsement, so and so said it. See, so and so holds weight with them when it comes to the gossiping, the drama section, all that stuff, or whatever. This is such and such vlogger's space. And so what happens is you get these sub narrators, and they come in at thousands. They're 10 times, if not 100 times, 1,000 more echo chamber than the freaking vlogger themselves, because the vlogger themselves is only one person. But the echo that comes from the subscribers is the one that puts them across the middle. This is how you have people like ISO Speed and everybody else. They go live. It's basically the same thing as the basics of marketing. Basic marketing admit that simple word of mouth more valuable than a 5 campaign. You understand what I'm saying? So you get these sub narrators, which are basically just I'm just fixing something here, which are basically just subscribers, and usually casual viewers more so than subscribers. Most of these people, they don't even like subscribing to people anymore because they know their jobs and everything else. Look at their social media. So yeah, this is a big thing now. But with social media, whether you know it or not, you understand what I'm saying? So like, if you work somewhere right now, your employees are looking at your social media and being like, oh, I wonder what Bob's into. I wonder what Rakeem's into. I wonder what Shaniqua's into. I wonder what Maria's into. You know what I mean? They're checking you. So this is why this is very important. These viewers and subscribers alike have a notion to peddle a story based on their comments. So if you go under a post of said subject, you're gonna find in some of these places, depending on how many views they got. I have some videos on here. I have probably like 6 to 7 different videos on here. I have a million plus views. I currently sit at like 15 million views. I'm supposed to have one of the little plaques, and I ain't got my little plaque yet for when he reached 10 million views. I'm sitting at 15 million. So what I'm telling you is, somebody that knows this game, What you do is you get a post and it's about a particular subject. Let's say that subject is Claressa Shields, right? So what you'll do is you'll get somebody to pop out of the blue. You've never seen this person before. You've never said this guy's name before. None of that. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, because he said something, it sits solid. You don't know this man's credibility. You don't know this man personally. You don't know if this man is a shiceball, a good guy, a Christian, a Mormon. You don't know what he is. But based on the fact that the gossip sounds good, the drama sounds good, and you know the notoriety of how many views it could get, you're going to endorse it for said vlogger. How do you reach your endorsement? You reach your endorsement by your comments. Then you look at that one comment and you see subsequently when you see 49 to 50 to 100 people like it, that's other people that agree with that. And then they spread it on the same ideology. See, this is called sub-narrating for me. And this sub-narration that they have of many people, different ideas, many different people's conspiracy theories or whatever, they're very dangerous. Oh, they're very dangerous. Oh, they're very dangerous. See, I saw the same thing happen with Puff. You had all these people that were going to these podcasts and they were sitting down and they were gossiping and they were lying and everything else. And then you found out that they were lying. They weren't telling the truth. I'm not talking about the girls that were sitting on the stand. Oh, no, no, no. There were so many players in the background. Let me sit down with you and collect $2,000. If you would have just sat down with vloggers for 2 months during the time the Puff was going to trial, that's why I ain't do that sucker shit. Remember that, Capo? I ain't do that sucker shit. If you would have sat down with just 3 or 4 vloggers for a couple hours, you would have guaranteed to get shit a couple $1,000. It's nothing. Now the difference between the people that were talking the most and me, I was around for 17 years. I'm still in touch with Bad Boy. I'm still gonna ride the Bad Boy emblem whether you like it or not. Point is, I never sat down with nobody, and out of all the people that were talking, I was the one that was around the longest. Now, respectfully to him, Gene Dill wasn't around Bad Boy. He was around Puff longer than I was, but Bad Boy as a company, he stopped coming around in 2006. If we're talking about many other people that sat down and had something to say, their cutoff point was 2002, 2003, 2004. You understand what I'm saying? I often speak of Day 26, who I promoted their album. You understand what I'm saying? And many of them, my brothers that I worked with, they co-worked in the marketing department, helped for both of their, well, one of their projects really. And I saw them sit down. Well, it was particularly Q and sit down and talk about what he wanted to talk about with 3 or 4 other different people. I saw subsequently, and I'm not attacking all of y'all individuals. I'm just saying the point. Y'all sat down and y'all got checks for it. I didn't do it. So therefore I suffered. You know, when you're loyal and you're not with the, and I'm not saying anything against you. Y'all do what y'all want to do. Because very adamantly, you have proven to everybody, including Bad Boy Entertainment, who you rock with. So it's okay. But, and that's yourselves. Is that fair? You know what I mean? And like I said, no malice to none of y'all. Y'all, good luck to y'all. You know what I'm saying? What happened to Puff was definitely a disgrace. And we're going to get into that in a minute because Puff might be coming back to the Tilly bump. You understand? I'm hoping so. Whatever, whatever. I'm trying to get, I got to go over there and get in the ear Gip again. That's all I got to do. You know what I'm saying? Gip, I'm about to come over there to the me and Schmieg, you know what I mean? Over there to the, on the Harvard condo side of the game. You heard? Let them know. Anyway, long story short, a lot of people watch me. Anyway, long story short, these subscribers are now the problem. And the subscribers, most of them, if you really dig down deep into some of these subscribers, not many of them, you'll find many of different things, but they're always consistent. Let me tell you what those things are. And then we'll get into some other stories. Number one, most of these guys, you'll find the majority of them are unaccomplished. That's for one. Number two, what you'll also find is most of them have had a work history of working at the local McDonald's flipping burgers. Number three, most of them are in dire need of money. You understand what I'm saying? Dire need of money. So that's why they'll go sit down with these, not all of them, but that's why they'll go sit down with these podcasts, collect $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. You got rich while everybody else starved, huh? Yeah. Anyway, fourth one. The fourth one is the most important, that aspiration and ambition of getting more followers to follow you. Let me tell you something. I got 30K subscribers on here. Never did I get 30K subscribers acting like anybody else. If you go back to the beginning of my podcast, you're going to hear the same voice. 7 years ago, 6 years ago, I mean, like, you're gonna hear the same talk, you're gonna hear the same reverberate. And if you even been following me for 3 years, you'll see that I'm always the same person. See, I don't have to sit on here and pretend with you guys and act like, hey my God, guys, hi guys, and all that. I don't do that. I've never done that, I'm never gonna do that. My point is, the most dangerous people right now pushing this whole Claressa Shields thing versus 50 and everything else, whatever, is the subscribers. And that's what we've got to watch. These subscribers are very crafty nowadays. I've seen some of these subscribers and casual viewers go on people's podcast. Have you ever seen these podcasts? Oh shoot! You ever see these podcasts that pop up sometimes, and or streams or uploads or whatever, they'll pop up, and they'll say the truth. So and so sat down and told so and so the truth about what so and so did in 2001 or whatever, whatever. And we like, no, nigga, that didn't happen. But they'll ride that out. You'll see this video have 200,000 views, and you'll say to yourself, how does this video have 200,000 views? Well, there's a narrative and a push mechanism for that type of material on here. The more saucy and nasty it is, it's really, to me, the subscribers for now understand, make you understand. If you are a company and you host streaming and you see the majority of the people, because your number one concern is is not the content creator. That's what a lot of content creators get it messed up. These apps, they don't give a shit about the podcaster as much as they give a shit about the freaking subscribers. That's who they care about. That's their market. You're not the market that they're going after for advertising dollars. That's why they run commercials on our stuff when they replay them. You're not the target as a content creator. In fact, you're worthless as a content creator because if you monetize, they're paying you. They're trying to extract money out of the subs. That's why we have commercials on our thing, so the subs will click it. They'll go and they'll purchase the product, hopefully, or at the very least, view the product, whatever has been advertised. You understand? See, there's layers to this, like a cake. So you are not as important as you think you are as a streamer. No, what's important is the possibility of where you can bring in some extra revenue for the company set forth that placed the ad with said company to put and approach and put on your page. That's where the money is. So a lot of people that are how can I say content creators, especially the Johnny Come Latelys, I never pay attention to them because most of them are just unprivy to that. You're not the important factor here. The important factor is those subs and those casual viewers. They're hoping that they click these links, go to these products, and purchase those products, or at least spend the next hour and a half dream wishing that they could buy those products. So never think you're bigger than the actual viewers and the subs. You're not. Not to them, not to the underlying factor. You're not bigger than the subs and the viewers. The subs and the viewers are in the millions. You're one. You're one person. And don't you ever fucking forget it. Because they'll get rid of you just like that and all that fandom and all that, hey guys, and all that shit. It'll be out of fuck out of here. So, moving on here. Y'all saw me make a video about a week ago. I think it's about last week. And I said, why is Puff still sitting in jail? And at that time, I made the video, and it was actually about that Jonathan Hay character dude. And CJ, good luck with you getting your defamation on that. But anyway, because yeah, he's full of it. I read a story out to y'all. Y'all can go look at it. He came to New York in 2018. Prior to that, he came to New York in 2018, I believe it was. This Jonathan Hay dude linked up with Puff, CJ, and a host of others for a project that he was building and put together, whatever. How this dude made it into the ranks, into the circumference of Puff, I don't know. Sometimes Puff was a little bit too offering to some of these folks based on favors, or sometimes, I hate to say it, Puff, complexion. So, yeah, nigga, you. I love you, though. So, anyway, long story short, Jonathan Hayes somehow or another made his way into the rings or whatever. But what Jonathan Hayes leaves out of the conversation is this. In 2017, a year prior to that, when his home state, Jonathan Hay had a problem because some people bum rushed his house. And so at the time when I was given it, and they robbed him, and some other little things went on or whatever. Y'all have to look it up or whatever. This is not an innocent guy here. Don't think for a minute that guy's innocent. He's not. He's the dirtiest of all of them, in my opinion. You understand what I'm saying? It just sometimes the people that you think are innocent in today's standards and times, the people that you think are innocent are usually guilty ones, and the ones that you think are guilty are many times the innocent ones. That's how society works now. But the brain has been triggered by all these changes that happened since a certain gentleman's um, indignation of these particular thinking process. Particular black man from Kenya, is it? I think. I might be mistaken. I don't know. Well, anyway, the indoctrination that took there, and he still monitors his indoctrination. That's why he pops up every now and then. But here's to you, Chappie. Anyway, that son of a bitch indoctrinized a whole bunch of things. I respect him, but at the same time, you were a son of a bitch for it because they didn't pick any other president to indoctrinize that shit. Trump wouldn't have done it. Biden damn sure didn't want to do it. He was living off his heresy. And there was a couple other people that didn't. So they picked Joe punk ass to do it. And once he did that, it got people to start thinking weird. Now, if you don't believe me, all that you have to do is just take a deep dive and look at how. I'll give you this example. Remember when Freddie Gray got messed up? Every black woman and black man were marching side by side. There was Latinos jogging side by side when these men got killed. Soon as the little virus thing happened, and we blanked out for about 2 years, and everybody was confined and everything like that, all of a sudden, everybody came out hating each other. Everybody came out like I've been here for 7 years now, well, 6 years roughly, and I have never seen a time where everybody was at each other's neck like this, specifically people that were brown. They've never been this amount of trolls. There's never been this amount of plantation mammies trying to be behavior tutors with their virtual paddles and virtual belts. You want to correct everybody's behavior? Get your ass out on the streets where these kids are shooting and killing each other. Go take your belt out there, you big mouth bitch. Oh, it's more than this, a shift in vibration. These bitches are evil. And the niggas are just as evil as they are. Because they're broke and they're greedy. And this is why you hear so many people throwing around the word broke. You don't call nobody broke and you living on the fourth floor of the projects. You got to walk through a puddle of piss to get to your apartment. Don't you ever come on this motherfucker talking about somebody's motherfucking money. Don't you ever come on here calling somebody. We got bitches, they got 4 different babies' daddies with 7 kids living in a 3-bedroom on here talking about what a nigga got and what a nigga don't got. And these bitches make up the same demographic of what? Subscribers and viewers. So the on-land plantation mammy, which is same identical, she's just in a digital form now. Before they used to have on the plantation, she'd be like, y'all hush up now. Y'all start off that noise now. Go down there in the basement and get the good stuff. Master Johnson and them, they having company tonight now, don't you? Yeah. No, that ain't for the sisters. That's for the mammies. But see, a mammy will hear what I just said. She'll be like, you hear what he said about all black women? No, mammy, I said it about you, bitch. You, mammy. I know some beautiful, beautiful stand-up black and Latin women. One of them in here right now. Y'all don't even know. Y'all don't have no idea who she is. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all probably watched her right on the TV screen, didn't even know who she was. Don't you say nothing either. Like, don't you say nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's what I be trying to tell you all the time. You don't know who the fuck I know. But anyway, long story short, I was talking to her, and she's in here. Don't say nothing. She was in here. I was in her chat room the other night. And when I say this, Let's put it this way. She's been on a program that y'all have watched recently and wouldn't even believe it. And she was my friend. I feel she was my friend before it actually happened. I had a relationship with her before any of that happened. So shout out to my homegirl Goggles in Chi-Town. I'm gonna put it that way. My homegirl Goggles in Chi-Town, you heard? So she was on her channel. We was having a chat in the pit, you know what I mean? Like we do. And it was funny because I remember in the conversation, she said to me, she said, I don't like I think she said it pretty much, paraphrase a little bit. She said, I don't like the way you say everything, but I get what you're saying. She said, I think you need to change it up a little bit. I get what you're saying. I just don't like how you say it sometimes. And I say, yeah, well, that's sometimes the problem, you know? But I try to level it out a little bit and be what it is. But I got to say it how it is. Puff deserves an appeal. Puff deserves to be automatically released. I'm going to say it first. And I'm going to read the little symmetry for y'all and everything like that. But I just spoke about this last week and I accidentally said it the way I said it. And that's why I mentioned the Jonathan Hay thing, because really what it was published at that time, really trying to get Jonathan Hay's thing tossed. And then lo and behold, you know what I'm saying? Someone must have heard. I get this little, I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, all right. Boom. Now, you know what I'm saying? So I say like this. I think Puff deserves an appeal. Puff, if not appeal, I think he deserves a immediate release while he files his appeal. Puff was never given the chance to have bail. And had he had turned himself in, see what you did, I'm gonna tell you, Puff, and I gotta tell you, because none of these young niggas will tell you, so I'm gonna tell you. This string bell telling you, so get mad at me later, nigga. But your major mistake is when you came through the town and you was walking through the town doing that motherfucking, you know, that victory run you be doing. And all them niggas, except for two of them that you was out there doing the victory lap with, gave a fuck and showed up down there at that motherfucking what's name. I'm gonna always say to this day, the only three people that showed up, four people that I recognized that showed up for you down there was myself, of course, um, G Dep, Kanye, and Lil Bad Boy. That's it. Shout out to Lil Bad Boy, man. Those were the only, and your man's. I forgot what your man's names is. I ain't told to him, remember, but shout out to him because he's a stand-up dude too. I didn't get to rap with him the way I wanted to rap with him because he was always doing an interview or something like that. And I thought it would be corny if I asked him for an interview because it looked like we setting up something. So I said, nah, I ain't gonna do that. You know what I mean? Would I fuck Diddy for a record deal? I was around the company for 17 years. But I'm glad you're here. What's your name? Ashy to Classy. That's can you use a mockery big. That's amazing. But here's a classic example, y'all, what I'm talking about. This type of subscriber. Would I fuck Diddy for a record deal? Listen very closely. I was in the music industry for 17 years. Everybody that usually comes to this channel knows that. But for somebody to say, would I fuck Diddy for a record deal? Well, I was around for 17 years. I've been at multiple different states with them. I've stayed in the most upscale places you could think of. I've been to Cleveland, the continent. I've been to all these different places based off them. So I've never had nobody approach me or nothing like that. And matter of fact, here, you want to see me in the studio? I love doing this right here. I have to do this every now and then, you know. Every now and then I have to do this. Give me a second, y'all. Let me just do something real quick. It's sad, but every now and then pull out pictures and videos or whatever, because I realize when you're talking to these people online, most of these people have never been anything in their life. This is the reason why that frustration, many of it comes from, because they've never been anything. Some of these people are 40, 50, 60 years old even, and they've never been anything. They never will be anything. See, tomorrow, I can never have a chance or get a shot again. But one thing I got over you is I've been everywhere that you want to be. I've partied the ways that you want to party. I've ate the food that you want to eat. I've stayed in the places you want to stay at. And you'll have to wait to 50, 60 to 70 to be like, yeah, we finally threw it on the do it big trip. The do it big trip. You know, that Tom Joyner cruise type shit. Nah, like I was doing that shit in my 20s and my 30s. What you told me, I'm still young. So it matters nothing to me. But let me just show you how it really was with me. And anybody wanna disagree after that, we can do it after that. You know what I'm saying? But just to have somebody come in here, and that's another thing too. If you pay attention, many of these people, have you not paid attention to this? A lot of these dudes that come in, they're fascinated with LBGTQ lifestyle. Have y'all noticed that? See, for a nigga, let me just say this before I press play. For a nigga to be sitting back What did they say that stuff about the baby oil? Like it was that 2 years ago now almost. And then we all found out that Puff wasn't sleeping with no men. Even the stripper said that, right? But if you continue that narrative on at some point or another, I just start to believe, well, maybe this is just a homosexual man and he's hiding behind it by spewing out a Diddy. Cause that's what it sounds like to me. If a nigga sitting around asking you if you would sleep with another nigga is joking with another man, talking about some baby oil or something like that. No, we talking about concrete evidence, and it's sad and it's kind of you ain't sh- you ain't show nothing. Oh, you ain't show nothing. Here you go, baby. Here you go. Here you go. I ain't showing it. Now I gotta prove something to him. Nigga, boy, stop. Now this right here is Daddy's House Recording Studio. As you can see, that's me recording. This was all the artists recorded at. I'm turning this down because it's got something that might get, yeah, that Rihanna thing might get flagged. But this is, I'll turn it back up in a second when my music comes on. But you'll hear me record. Shout out to my man Brian right there. And I'll show you a few other ones too. This is the same studio, big. This one right here in particular, big film recorded in here. Cassie recorded in here, 112, and Black Rob. Oop, something else can be flagged. That was back when I didn't know what I was doing with editing like that on the phone, so I used to throw in music all the time or whatever. Here we go. Now I can do it. It's my music now. Y'all can hear my song. I don't mind that. That's why I picked this one in particular. Like I said, this is all Diddy's studio right here. Former studio. They closed the studio down. You know, y'all familiar with it. Y'all know you said the little rotary doors when you walk in or whatever. It look like a bank safe. This is the same studio that all the artists recorded in, whatever, etc. But I'll let this play a little bit. That's my song y'all hear in the background. And this is me actually recording it. Says nobody was filming me. Watch the engineer. Now we king of diamonds. Rihanna was a diamond. All F y'all, best thing you broke up. I hit you back, F y'all. I'm done. Till never again. Thought I told her once again, shit, till never again. Hang it up, I'm done. Another 20, yeah, I'm done. Next thing on my bucket list. So rock it till it's done. Oh, I'm so high, don't think of chasing. Perfect to let them know the whole time. Oh, you gotta love the haters dropping off. You see the haters dropping off. Boy, that nigga was telling the truth. Oh, they hate when you telling the truth. Please believe that. Shout out to my man. It looked like niggas was not feeling me. Still think people wasn't feeling my music. Who's that right there, standing right there? And that's 3 well-known producers bobbing their head in my shit, listening to my shit, listen how it's mixed down, everything like that. Y'all want to see more? Oh, y'all thought it was just one trip? Y'all thought it was just one trip, right? Okay, I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you. I like playing this one right here. Since we playing games, you know what I'm saying? Since we playing games in the chat room. No. I gotta let this do that too, cause see it be that. I was using music that was copywritten, so I gotta let it play to a certain point. Then I can do that. Hold on, matter of fact, let me just fast forward this. Yeah. Hold on 1 second. Get outside the bad boy element because that's still me. But this, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Steve. Either one of them. Can you get it? You can get the record, right? Yeah, I can get it, but it's an answer. Once again, Daddy's House Record Studio. Same room, it's big. Same room as Craig. Excuse me, not Craig. Same room as many other different artists right here out of 4 different rooms. That's me behind the glass right there recording. If y'all can't tell, see. Okay, let me turn this up a little bit. Here's a little fault, right? Hopefully that's better for y'all. Shout out my little homie Rob. I always have somebody in my studio sessions. You think I'm a trash artist or some shit. I'm not no trash artist, son. That's what happened when you fuck around, motherfucker. Just so y'all know. Bro, you heard that shit? That shit ain't even mixed down yet. It's my nigga right here, man. Shout out, man. Rob, nah, man, Jersey, you heard me? All right, tell me where we at, man. Tell me what you doing. Daddy's house recording studio, you feel me? My man Billy the engineer, you feel me? Word. Out here doing music, you know? Shout out to real motherfucker recording my shit. This nigga did Justin fucking Bieber. Not a fucking Justin Bieber. Be clear. Bieber. Clear. What else, man? Can you please? Can I just be clear. Justin Bieber. Who else? Shakira. Busta Rhymes. Busta, Shakira, French Montana. You see how the drop off went? You see how the drop off went? I got a couple more. Who's this guy right here? Y'all know this guy right here? Who's this guy? Hold on 1 second. Let this add up. I'll play some more in a minute. I want to get back to this other. Shout out to Love and Hip Hop. Yeah. Check them out on YouTube. And the new joint that's hot. So hope that answered your question, man. Niggas ain't grown ass men up in here asking niggas if they didn't slept with niggas for record deals and shit. It's wild, son. Where that nigga at anyway? Ashley the Classic. Let's get them the fuck up out of here. That's the last time you'll hover over here. But you see what I mean now, right? You get a whole bunch of weirdos and things like that. They have assumptions, make up stories, and what else. Yeah, matter of fact, I'll give y'all some more. You know what I'm saying? Let me just make it a little bit more official, whatever. Just make sure that you know I was rolling with the bosses. I wasn't rolling with the underclass. You understand? Come talk to me with some motherfucking respect. Niggas talking to me like I'm some little nigga. Nigga, I'm not no little nigga. I don't know where the fuck y'all get that shit from. Niggas just be talking, right? Like be wild talking and don't make no sense. And sometimes I just let them talk because if you take it any further than that, you might have to do something to them. So, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's better just to walk off from the situation before you have to do something to somebody or, you know what I mean? And that's how a lot of these people be on this freaking what's the name, and I can't stand it. It's almost sickening sometimes, to be honest with you, the assumptions that people have and the things they'll say about people. But let that be case in point right there. You know what I'm saying? Homeboy came on here. Did your home journey for a record? Nigga, I was already in the studio and all that. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, should be crazy to me. Give me a second. I'll get back to that. I want to right now, before I do any of that, I want to talk about Diddy's story real quick before I do any of that, because I think it's pertinent. It's pertinent to talk about this situation with him trying to get an immediate release. And I'm telling you, I'm going to be one of the first ones down there if he do. He's still got a lot to deal with as far as these lawsuits and everything like that. But I think he'll transfer through. So I want to read this one real quick. Let y'all hear this real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, they're going to tell the story. They're going to tell it the wrong way. They're going to lie. They're going to make up things. They're going to do what they're going to do, or whatever. So I always be the same way. If anybody going to tell this bad boy stuff, it's going to be me. Because evidently I'm the only motherfucker out here out of hundreds of people that work for him that actually want to sit up and say something to him. Outside Sleezo, shout out to Groovy Lou. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to a few other people too. I know that, you know what I mean? But for the most part, everybody just folded. And it make me sick because we used to look up to y'all. You know what I'm saying? We used to look up to y'all. Anyway, Attorneys for Sean Diddy Combs are challenging a 50-month federal prison sentence, calling it a perversion of justice and criticizing judge in the new court filings. Combs' defense team filed an appeal last week, arguing that his sentence was transporting individuals to engage in prostitution under the Mann Act is roughly 4 times higher than the typical penalties. New, they reached out to Combs' legal team but did not hear back. The charge carries a maximum of 10 years per count. Combs was convicted of 2 counts and was acquitted of the higher charges, racketeering and sex trafficking. In the filing, his lawyers said that Judge Aaron Samaranian improperly relied on acquitted conduct, which refers to the practice in which the judge takes into account behavior associated with charges the defendant was acquitted of, and the outlet reported. Combs' team has demanded immediate release and grant a judgment of acquittal on it or at least vacate or remand for resentencing. Combs is currently scheduled to be released April 25th, 2028, which I reported to y'all before. Since his conviction, his team has repeatedly challenged the severity of his sentence. The disgraced music mogul's month-long trial drew intense attentions, focusing on allegations of human trafficking and prostitution, which we found out wasn't it. You understand? At sentencing, Samaranian said the punishment would mean hard time in prison away from your family, friends, and community, but added that Combs will have life afterward. Mr. Combs, you are not being sentenced for the offenses of the conviction, not the crimes you were convicted of. However, under the law, the court shall consider the nature of the offense and the characteristics of the defendant, he added. And that was at the time or whatever. So Puff is asking for immediate release. Do I think he should get it? Hell yeah. I've never personally seen somebody get their back kicked in like he got his back kicked in during that trial. I was down there at that trial, as many of y'all know. You understand? I was one of the few that showed up down there to show my support for something I knew from the people that I've rocked with for over 17 years. I'd never seen that type of behavior. Now, the stuff that he did in the hotel privately with Cassie and the other girls or whatever, hey, it is what it is. You understand what I'm saying? It is what it is. But like I pointed out before, and I'll take it back to 50 Cent, y'all were all playing that way. And that's what niggas don't want to realize. Listen, these niggas, let me tell you a little secret. 50 Cent, Puff, and a litany of these other rappers, they come from a different time period. So with the time period that they come from, it was the thing to snatch your broad. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of you niggas is over 35. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about, especially if you live in the tri-state area. The thing was to snatch your broad. I snatch your broad, get a do strange for a piece of change, now I can brag about it or whatever, whatever. But back then it was this court tail to the block or the area where you lived at. You went outside that pavilion and nobody knew. The problem is now you get these court cases and you get people gossiping, and once again you get these subscribers and casual viewers talking about this stuff. Next thing you know, you got a whole new story. See, you got a whole new story. And so to y'all would look like, oh man, they're the most terrible people in the world in 2026, when this 7 years ago, y'all wouldn't even have thought like that. Really, this is a game that these niggas been playing. I'm gonna give you an example of what I mean by that before I go showing y'all some more pictures and all that. I'll give y'all a perfect example. Perfect example of this is this right here. Now listen to me. There's a video that I put up, and it's with 50. It's a video that I put up, and it's with 50 Cent, right? And he's got Remy Martin in the court with him. Okay? So he pulls up to drop Remy Martin off to Papoose. This was back in 2017. Nobody said nothing about it really. Nigga videos like, yo, the shit's book, blah, 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 blah. You understand what I'm saying? Then there was another video and a cover. I think it was on King Magazine at the time, of you on the ground like this with a camera looking up at Rick Ross' baby mom, or one of his baby mom, after you had flooded her out and put her on tape getting shredded out. Nobody ever talks about that tape. Y'all talk about that tape. I had not seen one tape of Cassie sexually involved with Puff ever hit the airwaves. But that sex tape that 50 had, oh, everybody saw. We saw that on the back DVD. See, some of y'all ain't old enough to or alive to realize this, but back then, 50 had did a sex video, or somebody, maybe one of his entourage or somebody, did a sex video with one of Rick Ross's baby mom. You understand what I'm saying? Same thing with Pop. Now you going over there to pick up Daphne for whatever reason, whatever the case may be, doing what you're doing with her. Same thing with Rick Ross. Rick Ross done done it. Same thing with Baby. Baby done done it. All them older niggas, that's how they played. And they get it from their uncles in them. Because that's how they used to play. Now, you live out of this area. I don't expect you to understand that. And I don't give a fuck if you do or don't, honestly. Guys, make sure y'all double tap the screen, hit that like button. I appreciate it. Double tap the screen, hit the like button. You ain't got to donate, nothing like that. I don't have a lost tooth. I have a gap between my tooth. Now, I want to ask you this question, David, you sweet motherfucker. Why up here staring at another man's mouth instead of listening to what the fuck I got to say? Once again, people pay attention. The subscribers. Once again, people, pay attention. I keep trying to tell you, these men are feminine as fuck. What man at 10:30 when there's loose vajay on the streets on Tuesday night, double cheeked up on a Tuesday night, is looking at another man's motherfucking mouth in a podcast and sitting there articulating it, but a sissy ass, get your sissy ass out, shoes on and do a twist in the middle of the street, bitch ass nigga. Y'all ladies raise these little motherfuckers. Y'all bitches raise these little motherfuckers. And back to what I was saying. Oh, whole ass nigga. Why are you missing a tooth? Nigga, I'm not missing a tooth. I got a gap between my tooth. You can look at my mouth and tell I ain't missing no fucking tooth. But you just had to say some dumb shit because that's what these niggas do. And he ain't got a dime to his name. That's why you come in here and joke. That's how you always know the ones that ain't got no money. The ones that ain't got no money, they the loudest with the joke. Always remember that. Never get mad at a broke nigga. Ever get mad at a broke nigga. Let me tell you something real quick. What I learned a long time ago. When I got caught with drugs, I got caught with almost 310 grams of cocaine, something like that. And so when I got caught, I ain't nothing to brag about, but it happened. It's for real. I had a $250,000 bond. Like, you check the records, it's there. You know what I'm saying? There's other niggas that make shit up. Now, I really went through that. They call me coming off the train with the shit from New York to Connecticut. You understand? Inside of VCI. Look up the story. You'll see it for yourself. I ain't lying to you. I was making money. So, and I tell niggas that all the time. Before I even got with Bad Boy, I was in the street, nigga. Like, I was with a crew that wasn't seeing millions, but they were seeing six figures. Trust me on this when I tell you the 6 figures. And it's and other niggas know it. It's not like we gotta even brag about it. The other niggas will brag for us. You know what I'm saying? Well, them niggas was getting it. Like, you know what I mean? There's nobody's gonna say my crew wasn't getting it, and they knew we were a problem. You could lose your life fucking with my crew. And niggas knew this. Niggas knew this. And subsequently, 3 other crews that was around us. They knew that. We were the ones amongst the fools that people knew not to fuck with. That's why I'm so I'm so confident now. That's why I'm so cautious now. That's why I'm cool. Because I'm like, I know what I'm capable of. And I know what my people are capable of. So we don't get into that. But anyway, that being said, you'll get guys like that guy that just came in here and he's amongst that crowd of people I'm telling you about. I was telling you about earlier. They are basically information gatherers and narrative. How did I say it? Narrative shifters. They kind of shift the narratives or go along with narratives and navigate narratives for the podcasters. You understand what I'm saying? So-and-so said this, so it's got to be. Da, 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 da. Now, on the case of Claressa Shields, this is one of those very same points. We've never heard of Maserati Bud. I never knew who the fuck a Maserati Bud was. Have y'all? Now, some of y'all sit here and pretend like you did, but let's keep it real. You don't know this kid. Para la gente latino, tú sabes estar blanco, negro ahí. See what I mean? Nobody knows who this guy is. So my point is with nobody knowing who this guy is, right? Why are we all sitting around and we all playing like this nigga is the balance of truth? No, he's not. Like a fraud. And you look like a nigga that's gaining up on a bitch that can whoop your ass. See, if I had to, I don't know about y'all, but if I had to put $100 on it, And I want and both of them was to jump in the ring. You know, that's all that discussion Sharp had whether or not Claressa Shields could beat a man. She could beat his ass. She could beat his ass. I guarantee you she'll swell that nigga up. I tell you what, Maserati Bud, here's the challenge. Here's the embarrassing. Maserati Bud, here's the challenge. I want you to get into the ring and be the first nigga that Claressa Shields knocks the fuck out. How about that? That's what I want to see. I want to see Maserati Bud jump into the ring with Claressa Shields, and I want motherfucker Janet Shop to get disproven, and I want her to knock him out. And I think she can do it. That's where you take that, Claressa. Be like, you know what? We ain't gotta go to court. Let's get in the ring. His whole shit'll be over. His whole shit'll be over. You can't bounce back from that. Chick knock you out in the ring, you can't bounce back from that. That's what I want to see. And I was thinking about it the other day because, I think like that ain't down there. You know what I'm saying? Like some things just don't get out of me. And so, so I was thinking about that the other day. I said, yo, what'd be a perfect setup? She got into the ring with Maserati Bud and they just duked it out. You know what I'm saying? You ain't scared, right? I mean, she's just a girl. See, Claressa, that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to start knocking some of these niggas in their mouth. Next nigga say something about you, just walk up to that nigga and be like, yo, listen, man, we can handle this in the ring. That's all you got to do. They scared of you. He's scared of you. Trust me. He's scared of you. Give him a few more minutes. You're going to keep copping a plea. Yo, I ain't really mean it like that. Can we walk it back? I ain't really mean it like that, Claressa. Can we walk it back? Yo, Pat, man, I ain't really like that, man. Can we walk it back, man? Can we do cool again? Nah, nigga, you just messed up an opportunity for 15 minutes. 50 ain't fucking with you like that. That Queens nigga played you like a chess piece, nigga. See, let me tell you something from the Midwest and from the South or whatever. Don't come up to this motherfucker thinking that people are going to react and deal with things the same way you deal with them down there. That's not how it goes. Now, I know a couple of years in Manhattan, Midtown, and you think you seen New York. Now, you ain't been in the crevices. It's like that's like Manhattan, Midtown Manhattan is like being in front of the oven before you pull down the lid. That's the best way I could explain it. That's the best way I can explain it. These niggas be going to safe places and soft spots when they come to New York. Be in the dugouts like I do. Y'all see what I don't just talk it, I walk it. I done took y'all to Marcy Projects, 11 o'clock at night in front of the projects. I done took y'all to Queensbridge, Nas's home. I took y'all to Biggie's house where he grew up at. That's like gentrified a little bit now, though, so I can't really count that one. But Queensbridge ain't nor is Marcy. That's for damn sure. Them niggas was out there. You know, shit. I'm like, yo, Q, I'm around the corner. Let niggas, don't pull down on me. I'm coming through the courtyard. Because I couldn't even stand out there with my mans. I was like, yo, you got about like 5 minutes of this. Because the people I knew from over there, a lot of them, they're older now. They done moved away. Some of their families still live there. I noticed that. But a lot of people I knew over in Marcy and stuff like that from a time ago that I used to mess with like that, like Black and motherfucker, who else? Nut. A couple other people. I ain't gonna be screaming out too many names because niggas might still be on the run for some shit or something. But you know what I'm saying? Them niggas, shout out to them, man. For real. Legends over there. Anyway, long story short, Claressa, you might have to challenge one of these motherfuckers. I think what you might want to do is challenge Maserati Bud to a boxing match. Challenge that motherfucker to a boxing match. See if he'll take up on it. That's what I would do. That's what I'd do. Beat his ass. And then he won't never pull it again. And then on top of that, I just want to see it happen. I want to see a female boxer knock a dude out. I really want to see it. I've been wanting to see it for a minute. Because Layla Ali could have done it. Ali hit you. You was going down. There's another female boxer too. I forgot what her name is. What's that dark skinned girl with the long braids? She looked like damn near she's African, but she's not. She's American. She's from the Midwest. She's on the come up too. I think she's I don't know if she's light welterweight or she's welterweight, one of the two. I think she's welterweight though. I particularly like the welterweight boxers a little bit more than the heavyweight ones. She's stupid because she read the text messages. You could see the deleted messages. Well, you don't know what those deleted messages are. Let me ask you a question, Mo. Would you hop online and read your messages right now as is? A key with the laughing emoji. I already don't trust your motherfucking ass. But answer the question. Would you hop on right now? I'll raise you a better one. You seem like a heterosexual man. Let me break it down how easy it is to get these niggas out of this shit. All right, so all right then, Mo. So like, what the fuck are we talking about? Most pull your phone out as is in front of your bitch, let alone the internet. Like, let's be honest about the shit. Most of these niggas on here will pull, Mo, you can stay here. I ain't gonna blow you off here, nothing like that. Pause. But I'm saying, most of y'all wouldn't even open your phone up in front of your girl, let alone the internet. So of course there's gonna be some messages deleted or whatever. We got the base principle of the messages, which was, nigga, I don't fuck with you. That's what the base point of it was, nigga, I don't fuck with you. I like Pap. That one sentence alone was enough. I like Pap. It doesn't matter. See, this is what I'm saying. The rest of the world, I'm going to take it that you're Black American, right? Let me know if I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? But you delete a conversation. Why does it matter? Are you a part of the Black Behavior Society? Are you part of Mammy? That's what I like to call it. The Mammy operation. See, Mammy goes around telling people, you can't be talking like that. It's very fascist. Do you know what fascism is? You should look up fascism. Fascism is basically everybody's supposed to live like me, walk like me, talk like me in a monolith. And if you deviate from that monolith, then you're wrong. Communism kind of works in the same way. So basically, what you guys don't even realize is you're thinking from a regimen and a mindset of communism, socialism, and fascism. That's who you are now? Huh? Yeah? You fascist? Okay. Better watch that in a democratic society. It could get you in trouble. So, like I said, don't be on here having conversations talking about what this person is doing with that person. None of your fucking business. I'm not fucking Claressa Shields, and neither are you. And I don't care who Claressa Shields is sleeping with. It's none of my business. You understand what I'm saying? That's the bottom line of it. Number two, do you know how much of a voyeur and weirdo you have to be prying into something? No. I'm not reading no more of your comments. Plus, you ain't got nothing to donate. People that don't donate, they always got a lot to type. So I said that's your one and last one. Let me tell you something. You know how much of a weirdo you have to be? Really, the terminology behind it is called being a voyeur. Okay, it's a sexual innuendo, and it's also a sickening innuendo. But it's basically this. It doesn't matter. You know what? There's videos about aliens on TV too. That don't mean I gotta watch it. There's horror movies on TV. That don't mean I gotta watch it, indulge in it. You understand what I'm saying? There's a 6 o'clock news. That don't mean I gotta watch it. I can choose to watch the internet. It's a whole bunch of things I could choose. It's called choices. See, you motherfuckers don't implement choices no more. I'm glad you brought that up. Because I'm going to use your comment against you. Choices are abundant. Choices put you in a difference between those that are in the know and those that are the flock and the sheep. Anytime that somebody talks and they say, but she didn't tell us, who the fuck is us? Who the fuck is us? I don't care what Claressa Shields does in her personal life. I like her for a papoose, to be quite honest with you. Even though, you know what I'm saying, I've been up under papoose and I've been up under Remy too. I'll show y'all that in a minute. So y'all think I'm lying about that. I edited a video when she came home and she did a coming release party up there at what was it, the Latin Quarters, they were calling it in Midtown Manhattan. They had rebranded it and opened it up. I think it was up there in the 50s or upper 40s or something like that, or something or other. You know what I mean? That was when Hovain was still, no, not Hovain, but I forgot what the dude's name. He was managing Troy Ave after Hovain. I forgot what his name is. A little short Puerto Rican nigga. His name will come to my mind in a minute. And Pat be chilling. I know what's wrong with these people. It's their business, regardless if they put it out there. Yeah, because listen, The only reason I said this yesterday, and I'll say it again. What's your name? And Nico Howard. I said this yesterday. I said you gotta realize something here. These are two men attacking a woman, and the only reason that they're getting away with it versus that they was attacking Shaniqua from the projects is because the pure simple fact this woman is a threat to men. I keep trying to tell y'all that. Like, and you know this is weird for me to say something like that. But and I'm not saying it's not true, but I'm just saying it's weird for me to talk like this, but I'm telling you the truth. A lot of men see her as a threat and a problem. So homeboy that was riding around with her, the Maserati Bud dude or whatever, whatever. This is why you gotta watch these niggas. Pay attention to the behavior. This nigga was riding around with her, chilling with her, giggling with her, whatever, whatever. This is why I like giggling niggas. Chilling with her, rocking with her, giggling with her, whatever, 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 right? And then turn around and join forces when he think he can get a couple of dollars and start talking about her. And join in with another man to talk about another woman during Women's History Month. This is Women's History Month. So where of all the black women defending Claressa Shields? No, instead they're joining along with the two men that are bashing down on a black woman. So I never ever in my life want to hear this bullshit about black women are victims. Da, 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 da. You take that shit, stick it up your ass, you fucking horse. You're caught. Because you bitches are sitting there the most, talking the most shit about Claressa Shields. You want her to be unhappy, just like your fucking ass is, and be without a man. That's the real conversation. There's a whole bunch of these bitches right now that's sitting up on the second floor of the housing projects and got 3, 4 babies by a nigga. The nigga ain't around. He don't want to come around. And so y'all sit y'all path on other motherfuckers that look just like you and to be like, nah, she can't have happiness if I can't have happiness, you unhappy bitches. And the problem is the real women won't tell these bitches this shit. That's what Claressa needs to do. She needs to come online and address these hoes. How the fuck I dare you hoes to sit up here and talk about black women as victims and then you stockpile along with two niggas to bash on a woman that has done absolutely nothing to nobody. I don't never see Claressa Shields fucking with nobody. I don't see her online. You know, it'd be that point when them bitches get online and be like, you know, I don't like black men and the blah, 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 blah. This is the reason why. Because it's sucker shit like this. So now I don't back this shit. I think Maserati Bud is a sucker. Go tell the nigga I said it. You know what I'm saying? I think you a sucker. Because that's sucker moves. It's called kiss and tell where we from. You know what I'm saying? That means even if you did do something with a nigga, why you hopping online talking about it? And any of you bitches is backing that shit, this with excitements and kicks. You need to think about that for yourself too. Does that mean you too, bitch? Does that mean when you get put out there and the nigga say, yo, I did this, that, and other third with that hoe? I mean, we supposed to laugh at you too, right? That's what it means, right? That's what you telling the world. If it happened to you, we supposed to laugh at you too. Nah, we ain't supposed to laugh. You special, right? You special. See what I mean? You have these impartial thinkings of these people that believe they're intelligent because they learn how to articulate a word or two, but in reality, these niggas have never been around anything civilized in their life. These niggas have grown up in the rectors of dirt. And these are the people that you have sitting online playing judgment cues, but they never tell you where they live at. They never tell you their fucking living conditions. They never tell you their prior living conditions. They never tell you nothing about themselves because if they did, they would be quite embarrassed. You can't be Shakoya to live on the first floor of the projects talking about Claressa Shields, who's a multi-fucking millionaire. And you got to walk through a puddle of piss to get to your apartment. You dig? That shit don't make no sense. You know what I mean? That shit don't make no sense. What do you say? What this nigga say? Homie, I ain't deleted none of your messages. I'm not cool with you. I don't. Now you lying. Yo, niggas be in here lying. Nigga, I've not deleted one of your motherfucking messages whatsoever. Let me tell you something. I don't delete messages. I'll delete you. You understand what I'm saying? So don't come up in my chat. That's another thing too. Let me put y'all on to something real quick. There's a lot of niggas that be grown ass men that get on and lie. This nigga Mo that's in my chat or was in my chat that set up here and said I deleted his joint. But in reality, and I'm gonna show y'all. In reality, he's so stupid. That's why I tell you, the average nigga think they smart as fuck. In reality, what happened was his message got retracted because I have filters on my messages, meaning that you can't just come up here and say whatever you want to say. So I took a screen. Yeah, there goes screenshot. I took a screenshot of it. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna put it up after I finish this live. He thinks I deleted his message. What a bitch. Now I don't delete messages, nigga. If I was here, you wouldn't be able to type no more. You understand? Now I'm gonna block you because you was talking shit. Block you because you was acting like a bitch, nigga. Tell me if you delete my mess, why the fuck do these niggas think you supposed to read all their messages like they special or something? You ain't put $1 in the cash app. You ain't got no money. I'm not arguing with no broke ass nigga over nothing. Don't ever find yourself getting into arguments with niggas about money. You know what I'm saying? Nah, nigga, you need that worse than I do. You know what I'm saying? You go ahead and keep that. You know what I mean? Like, niggas be wild nowadays. The nigga said I deleted his man. Nigga, I didn't delete your message. It got retracted because you said some fucked up shit. That's why. And now you want to look like a victim. See how these niggas even be trying to act like victims? If you just would have deleted my thing, like this nigga's in the chat room acting like we friends. I'm not your friend. Not your friend. I don't even like you. I'm not your fucking friend. Oh my god. Let me tell you something real quick. For you black people in the likes of Ohio, and no offense to y'all, the Midwest, the South, wherever the fuck you at, right? I am not your fucking friend. Okay? I'm not your fucking friend. I'm not your buddy. I'm not your pal. Um, I've said many times not to disrespect you or whatever, whatever, but just to be real about it. My money doesn't come from African Americans. My money comes from Google. You understand what I'm saying? And as fucked up as that sounds, or whatever, whatever, y'all put me in that position. Had I been any other vlogger with this message or this talk or whatever, these motherfuckers hate me so much because I say shit directly. They hate me so much because I'm the sidebar of what they don't want, which is the truth. They don't want you to talk about the truth, the African American community. Most of them want you to live in a fantasy world. This is why I try to tell you today. I had some woman come on my channel and she was talking about, yeah, well, you messed up and acting like she was trying to check me. I put it in the community section so you can go see I took a screenshot of it. She tried to check me like I was her boyfriend or her husband. So I wrote back to this bitch. I was like, bitch, I don't even fucking know you. So for you to have the audacity, and I wasn't even talking, I was talking to somebody else that had replied to me. She just took the advantage of trying to jump in. She wrote all this stuff talking about, I hope your channel fails and I hope you don't grow. I'm like, bitch, I got 31,000 subscribers. What the fuck are you talking about? So I went to her page and looked at her page and she was mad because of what I said about Claressa Shield. This was a woman. This was a woman. And what she tried to do is she tried to bend it and make it look like it was Papoose' fault. So my Papoose is a married man, but bitch, you ain't. But bitch, you ain't. Don't nobody get that. Papoose is a married man. He has no business with. I don't know what the fuck the paperwork situation is with them. It's none of my fucking business. I know Remy Martin cheated on him. So you left that out the conversation. See, a lot of these women, I keep trying to tell you, many of these women are actually lesbians. Many of them are lesbians. Many of the girls that y'all hear online are actually lesbians. I'll say it to you again. Many of these girls that y'all hear online, especially the ones that be trying to call men gay all the time, watch them particularly. Those are the ones that are the gayest. But I'm trying to tell you, the first thing she did was she went after Papoose. She didn't go after Remy Martin. She tried to make it look like it was his fault. And I said, well, then wouldn't the same shit apply to Remy Martin? Because she cheated on him while she was married. She started fucking another dude while she was married. So how is it that Papoose is in the wrong after walking away from that, but Remy Ma is in the right? Like, that don't even make sense to me. And she did the same damn thing beforehand. See, this is the ideology of these people. So that's why I tell you, like, when it comes to the FBA crowd, I don't know what's particularly wrong with them, but I'm scared for some people that attach themselves to that shit. Because it seems like to me, it's like Black Lives Matter on steroids. There's something wrong in the water with that shit. And I said the same thing about Black Lives Matter, and look where we're at now. And people condemned me when I said that shit about Black Lives Matter. I said, them motherfuckers gonna end up getting arrested for something. I said it then, and it came to fruition. It came to fruition. I said, some people is ripping you off. I have never seen no organization in my life where Target and all these multi-million-dollar corporations are giving them money like that. They didn't even give that to Jesse Jackson with the goddamn Rainbow Coalition. And this motherfucker helped usher in civil rights. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even see them give that to Jesse Jackson. So it's like now all of a sudden this little ragtag bunch, and believe it or not, those girls were what? Lesbians that started the group. I can't make this shit up. So, and I'm not knocking lesbians. I got homegirls that are lesbians. My cousins are lesbian. I said that before, but what my point is these type of lesbian women are women that are also misandrous. A lot of lesbian women are not misandrous. They just into what they into, I guess, if you want to say. Good evening, brother. Keep it knowledge, running peace. Yeah, you too, man. But it's people say that stuff to me all the time. Won't donate a dime to me. Won't hit the like button or whatever. Who knows? He might have been a good spirit. He might have been. There's a few of them still left. A lot of people on here think I get on here and I talk shit about black people a lot. I said no, I talk shit about everybody. You gotta see some of the shit I put up later. Did you see the upload that I put up about y'all? Y'all be missing the shit that I upload about. Like y'all be missing that. Y'all paying attention to the gossip. I put up a post about there was a spotting of what's that nigga's name? Jeffrey Epstein down in Florida. Some people are thinking they saw Jeffrey Epstein down in Florida. I posted it. She got like 400 views so far. I posted something about anything else, gossip and whatever, gets thousands of views. It always blows my mind. I'll be like, y'all niggas be missing this shit because y'all now tuned into the female mind. A lot of men of color, y'all got to get yourself out of this space. There was a time during the Greeks or the Romans when they worshipped women. It was one of the weakest points they ever had in history of their culture, outside the fact that they're getting destroyed eventually. But they worship women. They worship women in their paintings. The Victorian period kind of did the same thing. The Byzantine period partially did that, where they embellished women of girth, fat women to be exact. And you'll see this depicted in paintings or whatever, whatever. There was a point where you had girls that were wearing the wigs and the men that were wearing the wigs in England and throughout Europe and other constitutions of that were colonized by Europe as well. You used to call them the wigs, don't you know? And the wigs, it's funny, real quick story. Some of them wigs were nasty as fuck. Many of the ladies' wigs were made out of dead women's hair, shaven or cut hair. And so they would put them on stands and things like that. I want to say this right. They would put them on stands and things like that at night. And sometimes they would just wear them for weeks unless it was a special occasion. And lice would get in them, like real lice, like head lice you would get in your hair. Head lice would get into the wigs, and it would eat them alive. They'd be scratching and shit. The lice would get into their pubic hairs, their necks. They'd be scratching in the bed because they got lice all over them. But yeah, there was a point in history with several different points where men have totally worshipped women, and it's never worked. Right now, we got a period where men they're so thirsty for a wife. Don't be so thirsty for a wife, fellas. Don't be so thirsty for a family. You got time. Some of you guys be 20, 25, 30 years old, never did nothing in your fucking life yet. Go take a trip somewhere. Go sling some loose, go sling on some loose vajay for a couple of months. You know what I'm saying? Do something that invokes you. I'm still on my journey now. I got 2 or 3 more years before I settle it down and have a kid or something like that. Or maybe be 5 years later. I'm gonna be an old daddy, and I'm cool with that. My dad was an old daddy, so I guess it's in our blood. You know what I'm saying? But that's the whole point of being an old daddy. A child is supposed to be a prerequisite for your legend, a prerequisite for your little legacy. And your legacy usually comes later in life, not in the beginning stages of life. So the way I grew up, having kids when you're young is a no-no. There's nothing financially sufficient about that at all. you're gonna find yourself, if anything, in the red always. You understand? And so yeah, I don't get it. Another thing I don't encourage people is to get into bills that supersede your income. You understand what I'm saying? Have a nice little discretive way that you don't have things dragging you up into the most. Because I'm telling you, if you got 2 or 3 kids, ladies or men, and you're 21, 22 years old or whatever, whatever, this is why you see it. Listen, if a girl is a teen, okay, say a girl, we had a lot of teen moms, right? I always talk about this. If a girl's a teen mom at 13, 14, 15 years old, and she has a child, now she's 30, 31, 32, and her daughter says has a child. She's basically still a teen mom, but her daughter has a child at 16. That makes you a grandma at 31, 32 years old. 31, 32 years old, you have no reason to be in a grandmother. What are we on the fucking wagon trail days? Huh? Do we got to keep pushing it till we get to Oregon and the gold rush? I heard there's a railroad coming through here soon. You better put those burden hips to good use before you reach 19. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and that used to be the rules. The life expectancy wasn't that much, so the girls would be pressurized into having the, believe it or not, this is gonna blow a lot of people's mind. A lot of pedophilia has to do with life expectancy. Believe it or not. A lot of people wouldn't live past the age of 43, 45, 50 years old, especially if they were hustling and bustling or whatever, whatever, and not the innovation of medicine. So if you're talking about BC period, AD period, both, you had a lot of people up until the 19th century that wasn't seeing past the age of 50 at the most. If you made it to 55, you was doing a triumphant fleet. These men that worship women, they worship the deity of a woman. They don't worship the actual structure of a woman, which is very different. Worshiping a woman to these men is doing what she tells you to do, like mama did. Acknowledging and admonishing a woman is very different. That means you look at a woman and you say, I want to do this for you. I want to make you feel this way, whether it's with money or with my heart. It's very different. And a lot of women, because of lack of attention, especially, and I have to say specifically, a lot of black women, what they do is and they've always kind of done this, they mistake admiration versus compliments. Compliments usually come from somebody that needs something for you. So that's Tyrone that, he got his hefty shopping bag suitcase. No, 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 no. Black girls, not white girls. See, let me tell you what I mean. Black girls nowadays like to sit around and act like they're pitch perfect. Like nothing they do. Listen, I know niggas in mine back in the days that was slinging D up and down them project motherfucking hallways. And y'all niggas do too. You know what I'm talking about. One week he over here with Quenisha. You understand what I'm saying? Next thing you know, he upstairs with Riri. He was like, well, what the fuck happened? That nigga needs somewhere to stay. That nigga needs somewhere to stay. He's not on the lease. He needs somewhere to stay. And I know some motherfuckers was 25 and they was doing that, 35 and they was doing that, and they now 45 and 50 and still doing it. 5 of them motherfuckers just dropped off because I'm talking about them. 5 of them motherfuckers just dropped out the check because I'm talking about them. I'm talking about, you can't let her hear this. When it's cold outside. Boom, 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 boom. When it's cold outside. Ladies, be aware of this hug right here. When he come up behind you and do this shit right here, be aware of that shit right there. That nigga needs something. Be wary this month when you get your tax return, come up behind you and hug you like this. They do that behind hug, whatever, that nigga needs something. So don't you tell me, Puquana and Keisha, you ain't never gave up your motherfucking tax return to Puquan, Raekwon, or whoever the fuck else to flip it. Remember that one? Baby, give me some of that tax money so I can flip it. I'll go get this bird. Now, some of y'all niggas came through. Don't get me wrong. Some of y'all came through and actually did what y'all was supposed to do. But the majority of these motherfuckers don't. They sit up under that girl for year after year after year after year. The nigga buy a car, always got fly gear on, and everything else, but ain't on the lease. And right now, at this moment in transition, I'm moving into a new place. Right now, as we speak, it's really just down to me finding the place. You understand what I'm saying? But I know niggas that's 40, 45 years old that don't even have a rental history. My rental history, plus I had one mortgage before. My rental history go all the way back to when I was 19 years old. I'm in my late 40s now. Do you understand what I'm saying? I know motherfuckers that ain't got bank history and they in their 40s and 50s. I know motherfuckers that ain't even got leasing history on a car and they in their 40s and 50s. And this is more prevalent than you think it is. And there's some broads out here that are the same fucking way. So what I'm saying to you is in the future here, when you hear people be online and they talk about who broke, who got this, who breaking up with who or whatever, please keep in contention of who's talking and what they're talking about. You understand? Now, one last thing I want to say before I get up off here is it was a few things. Number one, I know I talked and I jumped around the place everywhere, whatever, whatever, but the smart ones, they get what I'm saying. And I have to talk in parables like that sometimes because sometimes these people will be hearing things only meant for certain other people to hear. I don't deal in quantity, I deal in quality. I always have, always will. And certain people on here I speak to in a certain way, y'all know who you are. Number one, we got to stop this thing where you're crying one minute that white people that did something to you. When you get the opportunity to talk about white people, you never say nothing. You never say nothing. You had the opportunity to talk about Jeffrey Epstein. Instead, you focused your attention on Jay-Z when Jeffrey Epstein was doing all the dirt. You had an opportunity to talk about Harvey Weinstein, but you didn't. You put your focus on Puff. Once you start taking your focus or talking about your own people and start putting your focus on the people that you originally said were oppressing you, then the better off you'll be. And this goes for black and Latin. There seems to be this great assimilation point that's happening again. I'll take that one more time. There's a great assimilation that seems to be happening in society where everybody want to walk the same, talk the same, and be the same. And I think that was the ultimate goal when Barack Obama first issued this shit into existence. Yes, I did say that because you're the one that ushered it in. Yes, you did, nigga. When he brought this whole thing in where everybody's the same, everybody's da, 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 it started a revigoration of people thinking like that unilaterally, like a monolith. It's like a whole bunch of robots and sheep. And believe it or not, if you're over 35, you might be the last generation that thinks freely. Yo, Davin, Peter North here, old adult film star retired. Yo, I love you, dog. Thanks, Peter North. Yeah, I know who Peter North is, but I don't know if that's you, but whatever you say, man. Whatever you say. You know what I'm saying? Hit the cash app, hit the what's the name? If y'all wondering why I'm always on here and you very rarely hear me talk about Cash App or what's the name, let me give you a quick little story real quick. I've had a litany of different, just like you saw, that's why I took screenshots of that stuff or whatever, because the pure simple fact, and I put them in my community section like I told y'all, and y'all can go there and look at it and see it for yourself. The reason I started putting that stuff up recently, I used to do this every now and then, but I started taking screenshots of it or whatever, was because of the pure simple fact I've had African Americans do some terrible, terrible things to me. And I always kind of like let it go. And I'll come back and I'll be like, yo, you know what? I'm going to stand up for y'all again. And then they'll kick you and spit on you again. Then I come back again. I'll be like, all right, you know what? I'm going to stand up for you again. Then they'll kick you and spit on you again. But at some point or another, it's like, all right, fuck this loyalty, nigga. Every time I'm coming back to you, y'all's kicking and spitting on me. I've had bitches do multiple women. The women are the most vicious in the African American culture. I don't care what nobody says. I've had bitches make up lies about me. I've had bitches talk about me like they know me for years, never met me a day in their fucking life, and will dictate to their crowds of 1,000 or whatever why you shouldn't listen to me. Da, 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 da. And it's really to protect themselves so they don't make themselves look like the liar that they are. I had this one chick, she talked about me a million and one fucking times. And for the average dummy, it works for them. You understand what I'm saying? They don't need to hear much. Most of the time, the only thing they need to hear is you, and I express this all the time, is hear you talking to kind of like this niggerish jive octave that's like half Southern Baptist church, chicken greens and watermelon type of voice. Lord have mercy, child, Lord. You get on your podcast talking like that, the motherfuckers love you. You get on your podcast talking like, I don't know, like some fucking ignoramus, they love you. But if you get on your podcast and you start making sense, or you get on your live and start making sense, oh, these niggas hate you. They hate you. They hate you. You ain't selling us no dreams. That. So the first time I really saw it was when I had a hard time during the pandemic for a couple of months or whatever. I noticed that it was specifically black women that were coming in making fun of me. I was in New York City at the time. I've been living in New York for 3 years at the time. And they came through and just said some nasty stuff. And this is when I first started going live or whatever, as many of y'all remember. And so you'll get like 5 to drop off, because that's another thing. You cannot say anything bad about a black woman, even if you're not talking about that specific black woman. That goes to let you know they're aware of this behavior, but they won't acknowledge it because it makes them look weak as they are. So that's okay. I'm not talking to the ladies and the women. I'm talking to the tramps, the thotties. So anyway, this group of thotties, thots, and trash, they're ubiquitous in a team. They're like a gang. And so even if the bitches don't know each other, they'll compile with each other and agree with each other and clamp with each other. This is the type of bitches that are attacking Claressa Shields right now. I'm trying to tell you this. So these bountiful bitches, they'll call women like Claressa Shields a pick me. Or she ain't shit for having a boyfriend. Or she ain't shit. Or this is what's wrong with her relationship. And they'll chastise you and judge your relationship, but they don't even know Claressa Shields in real life, you see? And so this is the sad part about it. They'll then start to advocate what you're doing wrong, Claressa Shields, what you're doing wrong, Papoose, what you're doing wrong, any of you. But their whole situation themselves will be fucked up. Their life will be literally fucked up. They're living on the fourth floor of the projects. They got to walk through a puddle of piss. They got to walk through a house full of what's the name, full of niggas in the hallway to get to the apartment, to get to the elevator. And all along, they're online telling you how you should be living life. And that's what happened with me. So I had a litany of different African Americans that, particularly the women, that went on, sullied my name or whatever. And I don't care, because the way I look at it is I do it like the same way it would be in real life. If you're going to believe what some motherfucking obviously lying nigga is talking about, or somebody that never met me and you ain't smart enough to look around that, I don't need you as a follower. I don't need you as a subscriber. Matter of fact, suck a dick and jump off a bridge. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care about you. You know what I'm saying? That's a dumb motherfucker. I don't want no dumb motherfucker. If you that easily convinced, I don't want you around me. That mean, nigga, you're telling everybody. You know what I mean? But it's just the point that when you get suckers like that, it starts to correlate and they'll start making rumors about you. And that's what I noticed that the girls do. The girls will make up rumors about you, add on to the rumors as they get the rumors. I caught a bitch having a whole podcast about me. And this is what I mean. It was another black woman that dropped me the link. And I ended up going on the podcast defending myself. But had I not been there, they would have talked about me however they wanted to. And when I showed up, the bitch was talking like she was a victim. So what they'll do is they'll start something with you. Like this bitch that came in my chat room today. She wanted me to argue with her so she could take that, use that as ammo, and then run and be like, look what somebody did to me. Look what they did to me. This guy with all these followers, look what he did to me. Bitch, fuck you. I hope you get hit by a car, you fucking whore. Because you're a troublemaker. You understand? And so being the fact that other women won't call these type of women out, that's where the problem persists. The good black women, the good Latin women, they scared to call these bitches out. I don't know. Maybe they think they're gonna get beat up or something. But they scared to call these hoes out. And since they scared to call these hoes out, these hoes start getting stronger and stronger. The elk of a hoe is strong out in these streets. So make no mistake about it. I tell people this all the time and I'll stick with it. I don't make my money from African Americans. So I don't owe you guys nothing. My Cash App, empty. My Super Chat, empty. Your good Samaritan hopes and dreams and shit don't matter a fuck to me. No offense to any of you, but it really fucking don't. You understand what I'm saying? They're words. Words don't buy groceries. Words don't pay for the train. None of that. That's why I stopped going to locations. Nobody used to go to locations on here all the time. I don't do it no more with money, and I'm not gonna ask you guys for money because you're not gonna give it to me. You're gonna go give your money to Kwame Brown. You're gonna go give your money to some wayward bitch that also has an OnlyFans or whatever. This is the way these people think now. So that's what I try to tell you. If you're not on here, if you're not offering some type of solutions or something like that or whatever, you're really worthless in the space. But that's what the bulk of African Americans are. So, yeah, I don't be too worried about that. I mean, if you really want to keep it real, last time somebody donated to me, I think it was the end of January, and I think it was the old gal or one of the other chicks. It was one of them too. Last time somebody donated to me, and no one only donate to me. I have to make my money through Google, and it's wild because I wish I would have known that before. You understand what I'm saying? A little bit stronger, and I always would have picked Google. For a person like me, trying to reach out to the black race doesn't work for me. It the music wise it does, but my personality is different. My whole life I've been around like some articulate motherfuckers, particularly Greeks and Italians a lot. So like I'm not now noticing as I get older that my personality mimics a lot of their, how can I say, attributes. I notice this when I'm around my other Italian friends, how easily I'm adaptable to the situation. And I just noticed one time when I was around one of my Italian friends and one of my other friends who's black, he didn't grow up like that, and he felt alienated. And I had to kind of reposition myself to make him feel wanted in the conversation, if that makes sense. But it becomes fucking tiresome, I swear to God. I don't resonate with them. And I'm cool with that. I don't have no problem with that. But what you're not going to do is, based on that, and based on your ghost following me or ghost listening to me, not hitting the like button or whatever, you just come over here try to get intel and information. Make sure that you know, as a society, that's somebody that's demented. Anytime you get people, and I like to call them ghost followers and ghost listeners, that have been in your channel for months, and I tell you about this before, that's what this bitch was. They've been on your channel for months. They don't say anything to you. They don't make any ends. I got some right now in my chat room that are sitting here listening to me. They're like, you know what I mean? Like, this is the weirdo, how can I say it? The weirdo approaches that African Americans have nowadays. And you just either have to deal with it or stay the fuck away from them. Um, Me personally, I've chosen the latter. I stay away from 60% of them because I don't see anything beneficial out of it. Just like Nearly Fuller said, I don't see anything beneficial out of it. If I'm not making any money with you, what's the purpose of me being around you? If you're not trying to be a friend of mine, what's the purpose of being around with you? If I know the only thing you're doing is looking for a moment to either fuck me over or get over on me, and you look similar to me, what the fuck is the use of hanging out with you? You know what I'm saying? So you stay away from people like that. I don't care what color they are. This and this happen to be that black, and there's 60% of them that are like this. And nobody's going to argue with me because you see their personality like this. So it's not bashing on them. I'm not gonna get on here and join forces with the KKK or some white organization to talk about y'all, whatever. I tell you my own fucking self, but my own personal opinion. Um, the Black American and Latin race is assimilated, and they're gonna do whatever the corporate structure, whatever the way to the bag, whatever monetary dreams they got. And the one thing about it that's gonna kill them, both of them, is they don't want to share with anybody else. They all want to have the temperature of it. My. This is me. Look what I did. No other community does this. No other community does this. A lot of people think that Latinos, they operate. No, they don't. No, they don't. There's a whole bunch of Latinos, even if they speak to you or cool with you, as somebody that's full negrito or half negrito like me, they don't like you based off your skin tone. They'll kick it with you. They'll talk to you or whatever. I've been going through that all my whole fucking life. I just be surprised that some people don't even think I realize. I see. I'm like, as soon as I get it, even if I'm speaking in Spanish to you, I'll be like, oh, time to go. Ese es blanco aquí, tú sabes, es diferente. No quieres mío, tú sabes, no gusta mío. Ese tan bueno, me voy. You know what I'm saying? I'm out. Tú sabes, por la gente latino ahí. So yeah, I'm cool. That was another problem too. A lot of the black niggas, they're racist as fuck, boy. I like some of my black friends, they be forgetting sometimes when I be around them. Who's that? Gene Lomas, what's going on, bro? How you doing? Long time, man. Please go back and listen to everything, man. We were sitting over here talking about Claressa and ghost followers and these people that be online influencing the bloggers to do what they do or whatever. Yeah, we was over here talking about that. I'm about to head out in a minute though. I don't stay here too long, you know, as usual. Gene Lomas, he'll tell you. Gene, tell these motherfuckers I ain't had nobody. Well, you don't know that, but I ain't had nobody donate to me 2 months now, and I don't get on here and do nothing but tell the truth. And these niggas swear they want to hear the truth or whatever, whatever. But they'll be like, "What are we donating to?" Or some smart ass gesture or whatever. So finally, I just got to the point. I was like, "Yo, man, you know what? Google AdSense don't tell me that nigga shit." So I fuck with them. That way, I ain't gotta adhere to nobody. I ain't gotta be sore voiced, and I just talk the way I want to fucking talk and fuck these people. But like I tell them, in the future, it will be a future, and I will be back on in a big way. Don't ask me for shit. I don't give a fuck if you out in the streets. I don't give a fuck if you ain't got nothing to eat. I don't give a fuck about you. Don't ask me for shit. All right? Remember that part right there. I hoping Puff come home. Puff been in there too fucking long. He been in there too fucking long. And I hope Puff know, man. If any motherfucking body, man, string a bell out here, man. Hey, on, you gonna be home in a minute. You know what I'm saying? This the why, baby. You heard? But yeah, man. Shit bothered me because pure simple fact. Had he been convicted of all that shit, I wouldn't have that sentiment. But being the fact he wasn't convicted for that shit, and I said that the whole time, the whole ride when I was down there at that courthouse or whatever, I said the same shit. I said, Puff ain't do none of that shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been around that motherfucker for, we had been around Puff for 17 years, since 2000. I said, Puff ain't do no shit like that. Like, none of them niggas is into no shit like that. Little did I know he might be in that personally with his chick, but all the extra shit they were talking about, smuggling bitches and shit like that. I said, we done been a Dream, Fountain Blue, all these different clubs across the country, Arizona, California, everywhere. This nigga ain't got the want for no bitch. The bitches come up to, that's Puff. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was funny to me to see all these Johnny come lately bloggers that were flying from out of town or whatever, and a whole bunch of us down there wanted to really fuck them up, and we couldn't because they were trying to get, like, it was so many punk motherfuckers down there trying to show off for the police. I said, man, you's a pussy, like, for real. Because come over to the next block, I guarantee we'll wash your ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I tried to drag one motherfucker over there, and he just, you knew right then. But let me not talk too much. Anyway, long story short, because there was one nigga down there was just talking a little bit too much. I was like, yo, son, if you say one more motherfucker slick thing to me, I swear to God, I'm gonna take you around this corner. I'm gonna trick you into walking around the corner. But anyway, like, Pup been in there too fucking long, and I've seen motherfuckers come home for less. A nigga that's from what that shit called, Abercrombie and Fitch, that had little boys doing all kinds of weird shit. That motherfucker, they gave him an ankle bracelet and a bond. Somebody, he's too old to go to prison. Harvey Weinstein probably the only one living the real one out. You know, he having a hard time up here, right? Cause he's here in New York City tri-state area. But I'm hoping Puff come home. And like I said, I'm gonna do me another piece in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Up here at the Gippers. Only certain niggas will know what I'm talking about. That I'm gonna go up here to Gibbs' place real quick and speak my mind again. Hopefully, you know what I mean. But yeah, we need him up out of there. He don't need to be there no more. He went through the program, and let him come home. Cause this nigga's dead. This nigga. I said that before. Trump done gave some pardons. Y'all need to go look that information up. Go look at some of the people that Trump's has pardoned, and make sure that you also realize that Trump only gave his stamp and seal on it. The people that were pardoned were picked by a black woman who is the leader of the pardons department. If y'all didn't know that, it's a black woman. So she's actually the deciding factor of whether or not Trump will give him a pardon. And I don't know how that goes, but if we can get something going here, yeah, I think Puff need to come on home in the next 1 to 2 months. You know, he's missing his kids. Um, I know they in a safe place, so that's why I don't really reach out to them like I did before. Before I was worried about because they was coming down there to the courtroom or something like that, and I was like, yeah, I better not let anybody reach out on them. Then I saw they started getting security with them a little bit more heavier, so I said, all right, they cool. You know what I'm saying? But it was a couple of times I was worried about that because some of the people they used to pop in their face talking shit or talking nasty shit. This some Mama Combs will walk through there. A couple niggas said disrespect her. I was like, yo, nigga, you don't even know niggas is around you right now that'll bust your ass right now. You understand what I'm saying? In front of this court, we can go right up in this motherfucker, handcuff and handcuff for real. Yo, Puff, we up in here, nigga. Free me and Diddy, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for the real way, because we done did it before. We was a street team, son. You know what I'm saying? That's Gene deal with that, really, man. Right, Gene? So, because his man's is the one that invented us. Ain't that right? Hmm. But let me stop with that one. Anyway, long story short, like I said though, I hope Puff come home. I hope he get his freedom. I hope he see his kids. And if you don't like that, fuck you. I don't give a shit. I know him longer than I know you niggas. And ain't no money in this cash app. Ain't no money in this motherfucker. What's the name? So I gotta go. Peace.